the advancement of the profession. This year, we asked for nominations for a class speaker. Sam Carlson was the clear selection, I think in a large part because of the time Sam took to get to know his fellow classmates and their personal stories. For those of you who were at commencement, you also know Regent Miller knew about Sam and described his background. But for those who weren't, let me tell you just a little bit about him. Prior to attending UW-Madison, Sam served 2 tours in the Middle East and is an Air Force veteran. His experiences in the Air Force led him down the path to become a nurse. While living in Kenya, he co-founded a nonprofit organization, Action to Africa, to promote health and education initiatives. Please join me in welcoming Sam Carlson to the
jump up, skip the stairs.
Thank you, Dean Scott, Dr. Solheim, everybody else in your nice dresses. Thank you to all the guests here as well. You all look very distinguished. And thank you to all you, the School of Nursing graduating class of 2018. Look at this turnout. I was afraid they were going to make us register for this event using Typhon, and we wouldn't be able to rank which graduation ceremony we wanted to attend. Instead, we'd just be randomly assigned to one. Some of us would end up at the School of Pharmacy's graduation. Some of us were going to end up at the School of Engineering's graduation. I'm sorry. No, Typhon jokes just never get old for me. Best $50 I ever spent in nursing. Anyway, look at this. We're graduating. Last 2 years just really flew by, huh? No, I'm just kidding. They dragged down like a terrible nightmare that just wouldn't end. But how many of you, I'm curious, how many of you remember when? Welcome into Nursing, September 1st, 2016. 10-hour-long day of the staff here basically just trying to convince us that the $540 book bundle and the manual blood pressure cuff we just purchased from the university bookstore were going to be the last things we'd ever need to buy during our nursing school careers. Yeah, that was a lie. Anyway, I brought this little notebook with me to win because I was bound and determined to start my nursing career off right by writing down every profound and inspirational thing that I heard that day. And that's exactly what I did. You want me to read everything that I wrote down to you? You know what, I'm gonna read all of it. Don't worry, it shouldn't take very long. It was literally only 1 sentence. But no, when Dean Scott got up, she looked at us, sitting there in our white coats, grinning because we had no idea what was in store for us. Naively convinced that we were gonna do every reading and attend every lecture over the course of the next 2 years. But she said this one sentence that has really stuck with me over the last 2 years, and really is the only thing I wrote down in this notebook that day. But she said, graduation is not your destination. And I know what you're thinking, but Sam, today is graduation. Can't we just celebrate this one day right now? To which I would reply, of course we can celebrate, because today we are the most competent students in nursing school. And we need to celebrate because tomorrow we're going to be the most incompetent nurses in the workforce. That's okay. That's okay too. It's okay to go into the workforce feeling as though you don't know enough, because you know what? You don't. Because nursing school wasn't about teaching you what to think. It was about teaching you how to think. How? That's the important question. How in the world did they come up with these questions for this 401 exam? How? Who wrote these? But no, today is not our destination. And frankly, our destination is not even some event or achievement far off in the future either, because there's not one thing that we're going to accomplish one day in our careers that's going to warrant us kicking back and saying, well, that's it. I've done all I can do now. Because Like Gina told us, if you do find yourself satisfied with the state of things, if you do get bored doing this work, get out. Go do something else, because we don't need burned out nurses. If you're going to be a nurse, be an exceptional nurse. And despite what you were told in some of your classes, that's what I know with all my heart that each of you are going to be. Exceptional nurses. And you know how I know that? Because I've seen it. You know, when I got out of the military and moved back to Madison to go to nursing school, I was kind of nervous. Like, oh great, I'm going to be surrounded by all these young kids who are getting a science degree and they're going to be super good at math. And I was kind of intimidated, you know? But then a few weeks into nursing school, along came the med-math exam. And you proved to me that I had nothing to worry about. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that some of you are great at math and possess the entirely useless skill of being able to calculate drip rates in your head. But I mean more than that. I know that you're going to be exceptional nurses because I've seen what life has thrown at you, and I've seen how you've reacted to it. During these last 2 years, I've been able to see your resilience and resolve as you have undergone and overcome some of the most difficult things that life can throw at someone. I've seen some of you get the news that a family member just died. I've seen some of you leave school after a long day of classes only to go sit with a relative in their hospital room all night. I've seen some of you waddle around this school 9 months pregnant and still never complain about having to attend a 7:30 a.m. class on the process of quantitative data analysis and interpretation. And I've seen some of you return to school after undergoing life-changing surgeries. And I've seen some of you stand in the face of one of the most devastating diseases known to mankind, and yet refuse to buckle under its weight, and refuse to let it wipe that big, beautiful smile off your face. And that is how I know that you're all going to be exceptional nurses. Because each of you have had experiences that uniquely qualify you to advocate for those who need your voice the most. Each of you have had challenging and life-changing experiences, and I believe that each of you will take those moments of heartbreak, of pain, of joy, and of hope, and use them to fuel the care that you provide for your patients. So stand with them, stand for them, but most important of all, stand beside them. Because when we talk about our destination, that is where we're going to find it. It's in the little moments. When you're sitting next to your patient, when she gets bad news. When you're looking into his eyes as he expresses his deepest fears. And when you're holding her hand when she's all alone. I'm confident about our destination because I know that you have authenticity. I know that you have passion. And unlike some of the local nurse residency programs around here, I know that you have integrity.
Ooh, ouch.
You say that you're going to do something. And over these last 2 years, I've seen learning and growth happen. And I'm not just talking about when Sue Yadro finally figured out how to open a YouTube video from inside. Although, that moment too made me extremely proud. But in all seriousness, I know that a lot of people say that the future of healthcare in the United States is pretty bleak, but those people were obviously not sitting in class with the same students that I was. Because the strength and dedication that I've seen all of you demonstrate over the last 2 years, it gives me hope for the future of healthcare, knowing that you're going to be the ones shaping it. Because this class, we believe that it's wrong to give bad healthcare to poor people in a rich country. Because we believe that healthcare is a human right that everyone ought to have access to. Because we believe that the quality of that healthcare shouldn't be dictated by the color of your skin or the anatomy between your legs. Because we know that even though we live in a country that promises liberty and justice for all, we know that injustices are still visited on the heads of too many of our brothers and sisters. Because we don't just want to give more people access to the current system, we want to change the system. Because we care not about how much we do, but about how well we do it. Because we are healers, and our patients will not lose their dignity when they are in our care. Because we know that our destiny is tied up in the destiny of our patients. And so we will never be satisfied. University of Wisconsin School of Nursing, class of 2018. Graduation may not be your destination, but today, I hope you celebrate like it is.